Hi everyone, welcome back to Garden on the Moors. It is the second half of March now, which means it's time to plant up our vegetables. So today I'm going to be planting our peas, some onions and our first early potatoes. If you enjoyed today's video, please like and subscribe for more, and yeah, let's get growing. So the first thing we're going to plant are some peas. I've got Kelvedon Wonder Peas here, which are saved seed from the past couple of years. What we got is my little dibber. So I know that that is about just under about 5 centimeters. That's how deep I want them. So I'm going to use this as my guide, and I'm going to plant them underneath these pea sticks that I've already laid, so they can then climb up these, and that will be acting as their support. So here's our seeds. We've got our little dried out peas here. So what I'm going to do is just dig a little hole there and pop the seed in there, and then about the same again for its length. Make a little hole, pop it down, and just carry on from there. And I'll do the same on the other side as well, so that they'll be on both sides of these sticks. So I direct sow them to save space in the greenhouse, and also to save on compost, because it does add up the amount of compost you need. And I find direct sowing works pretty well for me. And then what I'll do in about a month or so's time is the other half of this line, so that I have then got a nice succession of fresh peas. And any that don't germinate, I'll just fill in once the others have germinated, because I've got loads and loads of saved seed here. Right, that's one line done. On to the next side. Next up are the white onions. These are the only variety I could find in the shop. These are Radar. Hopefully they're a good one. I haven't grown them before. So I've measured out my line using my little dibber from the last row of garlics, and then I'll just plant them just so the tops of the set is poking out. These should be ready around June, July sort of time. And yeah, they just up as a mini onion and grow into a full-sized one. So I've planted the first onion set. I'm going to use that one as my guide now. So I know that this dibber from about that length is around the 10-12 centimetre mark. And I'm going to follow the line of the rope above it, just make a bit of space for him, and then plonk him in like that and give him a little nice cushion. And then just carry on like that down the line. The reason why I'm making a bit of room for it is because this soil is quite, where it's no dig, it's compacted over the winter. I don't want to hurt the root plate, which is that bit, so it has to go up that way, so I want the roots going down. Each one of these will become an onion in its own rights, and they're a lot more reliable than seeds. Seeds are fun, don't get me wrong, but these are just as easy to grow and really cheap So there's 50 in here for £1.99, and if all of those grow into full onions, you know, that's a lot. That's them done. The rest of these I'll take up to Brandon's grandfather's house. Next up we have another onion. This is a Silverskin Onion, which make those little cocktail pickled onions that you get with a bit of cheese. These ones you grow from seeds, because obviously they're so small anyways. And these will need a slightly different technique. So they need to be in a shallow drill. So I'm just going to use my trowel and go along this line just to make a really, really shallow drill. So the thing with no dig is that you want to have as little possible soil disturbance as you can get, which is why I'm not trying to dig things too deeply or, you know, dig up the whole row when I'm planting. And it says to sow these quite thickly. So, and that will hopefully keep them to a nice small cocktail size. So I've just got my packet here. I'm just going to shake it like that, just to get all the seeds to the bottom. Get rid of the packet in a minute. And then I'm going to tip them in my hand. And then sprinkle them in. These won't need spacing out. They'll just, I'll just get rid of that. They'll just grow up like that, and then because they're all close together, that should then keep them to a nice small size. Right, now all the seeds are in, I'm just going to cover them over, make them nice and cosy, tamp it down, make sure that they've got good contact with the soil. I've put my label in as well at the top, so I know exactly where they are. And I probably won't water these vegetables this evening. I'll wait till tomorrow because it's supposed to be another nice warm sunny day. And although we're not due a frost, I don't want to risk it. I don't want them to be cold and wet. I want them to be warm and damp. So I'll hold off till tomorrow. But there's still moisture in this compost anyways from winter, so I'm not worried too much. So these are the red onions we're going to sow next. These are electric red onions. Excellent flavour. I'll probably use most of these for like a red onion chutney, which you have a bit of cheese, which is really nice. I made it before. These you plant just like the white onions, just that they're miniature red ones. Right, next up we've got the Pentland Javelin potatoes, which are our first early. I'm going to grow them in this bed rather than at Brandon's grandparents', which has got a lot more space, because I'll be able to put something after these are finished. So these only take about 10 to 12 weeks. So they should be done around June time, I think. These need 60 centimetres between the rows. So I've got my measuring stick, which is 30 centimetres. So I'm just going to need 2 of these, and that'll be my line. Right, this is the first time me trying to grow no-dig potatoes. I've only ever done it the old school way. So I was watching Charlie Dowding's video on how you do it, which is to just ever so gently part the compost with a trowel and pop your seed potato in, and it's the most simplest thing you've ever seen in your life. But well, I just did a row and it didn't quite work, so I'm going to have to go for minimal soil disturbance, which is going to be using my bulb planter to just dig a hole, and that I can then pop the potato in. So that's what we'll do, because it's still creating the least disturbance to the soil as possible. So I'm just going to go right in with that, lift it up, make a nice hole, and oop, in he goes. And then I can just gently dump all the compost back on top, rather than digging out everything and causing lots of soil disturbance. So these are the Pentland Javelins that I was chitting a few weeks ago. You may have seen me on another video, and they have the chits on them, which are these little shoots, just to help them get going. So these need to go facing up like that, and you would limit it to, I think it's 5 chits, but mine don't have that many on anyways, so it'll be fine. And then as these grow, we'll mulch them with probably grass clippings. We have so much of those, just to protect the tubers that are near the surface so they don't get green, which isn't very good for you. Right, that's them, and then these last 4 I'll put in pots. I've got some nice big pots that they could go in, so there'll be 2 a pot then. Right, that's the weed suppressant membrane back in place. Everything's planted for today, so hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more. We'll see you again next time.